Islamic State. Jordan's King Abdullah vows severe response to its Jordan's King Abdullah II has promised to fight back hard against Islamic State, saying that the death of a Jordanian pilot at the militants' hands will not be in vain. The remarks were made as the king held a crisis meeting with security chiefs. He cut short a U.S. trip after it posted a video showing pilot Moaz al-Kasasbeh being burned alive. Jordan executed 2 convicts, including failed female suicide bomber Sajida al-Rishawi, in response. Lt Kasasbeh was seized after crashing during a bombing mission by the US-led coalition over Syria in December. Jordan had sought to secure Lt Kasasbeh's release in a swap involving Rishawi, but is believed to have killed him a month ago. The BBC's Paul Adams in Amman says talk of an exchange appears to have been an tactic to string Jordan along and foster doubt among Jordanians over its role in the US-led coalition. Why Jordan's tribal system matters. In 90 seconds undermine and degrade. The king was greeted by a crowd of several thousand people at Jordan's main airport on his return from the U.S., with many holding up pictures of the monarch and the country's flag in a show of support. After a meeting with security chiefs, AFP news agency quoted him as saying in a statement, "The blood of martyr Moaz al-Kasasbeh will not be in vain, and the response of Jordan and its army after what happened to our dear son will be severe." Meanwhile, government spokesman Mohammed al-Mamani said a collaborative effort was needed between members of the US-led coalition to undermine, degrade and eventually finish Islamic State. "This evil can and should be defeated," he said, adding that Jordan was more determined than ever to fight the militant group. Rishawi and al-Qaeda operative Ziad Karbali, both Iraqi nationals, were hanged at 4 o'clock local time 2 o'clock GMT on Wednesday, just hours after the video emerged. Rishawi had been on death row for her role in attacks in Jordan's capital, Amman, which killed 60 people in 2005. Karbali was convicted in 2008 of killing a Jordanian national. His militants had sought Rishawi's release as part of a deal to free captive Japanese journalist Kenji Goto, but later killed him. Safi al-Kasasbeh, the pilot's father, called for the Jordanian government to do more than just executing prisoners. "I call for it to be eliminated completely," he told reporters on Wednesday. An official Saudi Arabian source quoted by the country's spy news agency described the killing as a barbaric, cowardly act, which is not sanctioned by the principles of tolerant Islam, and cannot be perpetrated except by the bitterest enemies of Islam. Arab League Secretary-General Nabil al-Arabi said the killing was brutal and beyond belief, adding that it was a menace which should be stopped. Sheikh Hamad al-Tayyib, the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar University in Egypt and one of the leading authorities in Sunni Islam, condemned the killing, saying the burning to death of Lt Kasasbeh violated Islam's prohibition on the mutilation of bodies. King Abdullah and U.S. President Barack Obama reaffirmed their joint resolve to destroy the group at a meeting in the White House before the monarch left for the Middle East. Lt Kasasbeh is the first member of the US-led coalition to be killed by island. Jordan is one of 4 Arab states to have taken part in the anti-Israel strikes in Syria. The other countries are Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates and Qatar. U.S. officials told the BBC on Wednesday that the UAE had suspended its involvement in the strikes after Lt Kasasbeh was captured in December. The New York Times quoted officials as saying the UAE wanted the Pentagon to improve its search and rescue efforts in Iraq before it resumed bombing missions.